Does this make my dude a bad parent? That is the conversation that we were having on my podcast in the moment, which is under Bert's Network Pioneer.
Hi.
And he's the only guy on my podcast that's an actual parent. So every once in a while, I will ask him questions because it always fascinates me to see the differences in how I know he was brought up and how he chooses to bring his children up. He has 2 daughters. And so they're very active and athletic, into sports, into events, into dance, into a whole bunch of things. And the conversation arrived of where if your child is genuinely interested in something, let's say a sport in this example, but they're not good. They're just simply not good at it. You don't see a future. You don't see them getting any better. And as I've always heard parents say, it costs a lot of money.
And time.
Mm-hmm.
And time.
It's a huge time suck.
And I've learned more about this state, Georgia. Driving my kid from soccer match to soccer match, the amount of time, the amount of money, it's crazy. I mean, we've taken calls like this before. People in $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a year, depending on the sport we're talking about.
And that's when I started wondering to myself, like, how do you operate around that as a parent? Because is there a certain point where you say, I know you love this and I want to support you, but I just don't think this is for you? And would you actually dig deeper to allow them to continue to do whatever it is they enjoy doing? Or would you as a parent try to deflect and try to get them to try to get into something else because you don't want to continue putting your efforts into this?
I think a lot of this has to do with your financial state also as the family.
True. So now in his situation, I, for whatever reason, thought with his personality, he was by far going to say, if that's what my baby wants to do, that's what she's doing. I'll figure it out.
If it brings them joy, why yuck their yum?
Right. Exactly that.
What was that?
Well,
why what?
Why yuck their yum?
Okay.
Well, he started yucking.
Oh.
He started yucking. And he said, no, I'm going to be honest with you. You got about a month or 2 to get it right.
You put him on a time clock?
Yeah, what's the test? What sport are we talking about, and how much can you improve in 1 month?
Well, listen, he said that there was a time in his daughter's life where she wanted to pursue soccer. And as much as she loved it, he knew this ain't it.
She just out there with 2 left feet?
Yeah, you don't have it.
How old is she, by the way?
At this time, I think she was about 5 or 6.
Okay. The 5 or 6, you could tell. She just doesn't have it at 5 years old.
Doesn't have it.
None of them have it at 5 years old.
He's expecting her to be messy or something?
Nah, I think he was expecting her to just not be messy. And when she was on the field, he said he gave her a year. And at that point, it was like, I'm sorry, this is too much time. This is too much money. I'm willing to still provide the same amount of money and time for her, but into something else that she's actually good at or something that may turn a profit somewhere in the future.
She couldn't even walk 2 years ago, and he's mad that she's not a star soccer player?
Now, that's what we're talking about still? She's 5 years old, or are we talking now she's older?
She's older now.
Okay.
She's a whole whopping 6.
Yeah. Well, she got into other things, which she's very good at now. So it actually kind of worked out that he got her into other things. But I just do wonder, like, as a parent, how do you navigate that? How long do you continue to pay and shell out the time and the money if you know deep down they don't have it?
Well, I don't think you can tell that at 5 years old, to be honest with you.
Or 9 or 10. That's just his example.
At 5 years old, any sport is like that old vibrating football game where everybody's just and they're all in the same patch going from one area to the other. You can't tell that early, but I know that as a general rule, and in my house also, as the kids get older, they realize that their peers are better than they are, and they start to have an honest talk with themselves about their talent level, and that's when things start to shift, and you never have to have the conversation.
So moments like this is when I wish like my pops was still here so I could get like his perspective, because when I first started playing basketball in middle school, I sucked. I was atrocious. I was going through that gangly phase and tripping over my feet and turning over the ball, like bouncing it up to my eyebrows. Like I was not good. And my dad would work with me in the driveway. We do practice and stuff like that. But I mean, I can look back and realize I sucked, but they didn't make me stop.
Yeah, and some of the best memories that I hope that my son Hollis has with me and Hayden has with me also is just like Kristen said, is me trying to help them to get them better. Those are core memories, right? So if he was really, really great at it, we probably wouldn't have had those.
Well, okay, see, because I played on basketball teams and football teams that it cost a lot of money to be on those teams, and I had teammates who I was thinking to myself, man, you got good parents. They still holding it down for you.
I feel like if it brings her joy, then he needs to support it, even if she sucks. My first year playing middle school basketball, they had a rule, right, where every player had to play at least half a quarter.
I remember that rule.
So I had to play at least 2 minutes and 50 seconds in a game or something like that, right? And I went the entire season and scored one free throw.
Really?
One free throw. That was it.
How many did you shoot, though? How many free throws? Did you at least go 50%?
No, I don't know what my percentage was. All I know is I had elbow pads, I had knee pads because I fell so much because I would trip over my feet. And so in my heart, I want to be like, even if your kid sucks, if they are getting something out of it, like especially if it's a team sport, there's more to be learned than just like the ins and outs of the game. It's about team camaraderie and teamwork. So yeah, I feel like he's got to suck it up, man.
I think Kobe used to tell a very infamous story that when his dad went to Europe, and Kobe clearly went to Europe with his dad to be with his family. His dad was a basketball player, a pro, goes to Europe. Kobe wants to follow in his dad's footsteps, so he starts playing basketball in Europe. And the very first summer he played, he didn't score 1 point the entire summer.
That's fair.
And ended up being Kobe Bryant.
And Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team.
Right.
So, yeah, those are both valid points.
Right.
The Bert Show.